Vance gave a hilariously bad interview to Fox News' Sean Hannity, who, for reasons I can't really determine, Hannity is sounding more like Mark Levin. Something is up with Hannity's voice, but that's not really the focus of this story. The entire concept of this Trump victory deal came crashing down on live TV, and it was made evident that this is really a surrender, not a victory. First and foremost, J.D. Vance, the vice president, admits that Trump's Iran deal, which is not a deal yet, it's just a letter, doesn't even have the issue of nuclear inspection settled. You can say a lot of things about the Obama-Iran nuclear deal. You could say the nuclear inspections weren't significant enough.
So that means this deal is more worse than Obama deal. You know, the Obama deal was better. President Trump is just changing the names, and the consequences of this act of President Trump, everybody is facing in the form of inflation and everything. You know, everybody is facing, not just in USA, outside of USA as well.
We couldn't really know whether Iran was sticking to it, or all things which are disputed, by the way. You could make criticisms. But J.D. Vance is going, we don't even know what's going to be in there as far as inspections go.
Yeah, by the way, J.D. Vance was against this war. Yeah.
What? So then how is your main claim that this guarantees Iran will never have a nuclear weapon? How can you even make that claim when you don't even know what sort of requirements are going to be part of the deal?
Let's talk about any place, anywhere, anytime, U.S. inspectors. That's that part of the deal?
Yeah, that's absolutely something that we are negotiating over, Sean. That's one of the final details that's going to be figured out here is if you go back to the original Obama JC.
That is absolutely, Sean, something that will be negotiated. Oh, boy.
POA, there were a couple of big problems with it. Number one, by the way, is that the Gulf Arabs hated the Obama deal. Why? Because they thought that it empowered the Iranians to be a malign actor. It actually enriched the Iranians while they were misbehaving. This deal, the Gulf Arabs love, because they know that this is the kind of deal that can fundamentally transform the Middle East. Another problem with that deal is that the inspections regime was effectively non-existent. There was a little bit there, but it was basically non-existent. This goes back to our fundamental principle here, that if they show verifiable commitment, and that means a real inspections regime, then they can get the benefits of the bargain.
Wow, that's a lot of hypotheticals there. Seems like it would be important that there is extensive inspection capability without prior notice, because that's what you all said the Obama deal didn't have, right? Well, that is going to be subject to negotiation. What a strong deal. It's already going south in pathetic fashion. Hannity getting to the next issue. Has Iran agreed never to enrich uranium? And Vance goes, well, there's a lot of technical details over the next couple of months that will be figured out. Folks, Trump said on Sunday the deal is done. It's just got to be signed on Friday. Then it's, well, Friday, there will be negotiations. And now Vance goes, it's going to be a month to 2 months of figuring this stuff out.
Fundamentally destroy their program, but that does set them back a little bit further, and that's important, of course, to the United States of America.
And they're agreeing never to enrich.
They're agreeing right now to eliminate the enriched stockpile.
By the way, that's not even true, but I'll get back to that.
And if they don't get to a point where they agree to stop enriching, then they don't get the other benefits of the bargain. And that's the way this is set up, is a lot of the technical details we're going to figure out over the next month, over the next 2 months. But the basic structure is they can get a lot if they comply with the United States demands.
And how do we enforce that compliance? J.D. Vance says, well, that's got to be negotiated. Now, what's funny is this whole thing of they're going to get rid of their enriched uranium. I don't think they are. There's a practical limitation, which is that a lot of that enriched uranium, Trump calls it nuclear dust.
My question is why they are negotiating with Iran while President Trump says, I'm the winner, I have destroyed the economy, I have destroyed the Navy, I have destroyed the whole administration of Iran. So they are the loser and I'm the winner. And Trump announced again and again that I'm a winner. So why they are negotiating with Iran? And it will take months now. That's a question.
Is buried below the rubble that resulted from American bombing of Iran. So there's a practical question as to like, how do you even get to that enriched uranium? But Trump is already off ramping. I think Trump has been notified. It's almost certainly going to be impossible to get them to give that up for practical or political reasons. And Trump has started to say, well, I don't even really know that we need them to do that. We'll play that clip later. But Vance is going, no, no, no. They've agreed to get rid of the enriched uranium. Trump is already like, I don't even know that we care about that. Hey, quickly, have you been seeing less of me on your YouTube feed? You would not be the first to say so. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube to ensure you don't miss a thing. Back to the clip. JD Vance then says Trump is a deeply spiritual person. He really is a person of faith, even if he doesn't show it. This is so funny because Trump is one of the least religious presidents that we've had, which is fine. I don't evaluate Trump's presidency based on whether he is or isn't religious, but we know that Trump was.
But he posted on Truth Social as a Jesus. He was considering himself a Jesus. I hope you remember that photo. You remember that post from President Trump. He was pretending to be Jesus.
Not raised religious. He was never religious. He found religion to run for president. And JD Vance goes, no, he's very deep faith.
And it's so different than President Trump in many ways. However, your relationship is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And you even attacked him in 2020.
Well, in 2016.
2016.
But what is interesting about President Trump is he doesn't wear it on his sleeve, but he is a person of faith.
Yeah, deeply spiritual. He really is.
He does, like all of us, I think about these very deep questions. Where do we come from? Where are we going? And, fundamentally, I think the president, he recognizes that some of the people who have been best to him, who have been critical parts of him getting to the presidency now 2 times, arguably 3 times, they were Christians.
Yeah. Trump is not religious, and Trump did not get the presidency arguably 3 times. He lost in 2020. He lost. He lost in the sense that Joe Biden won. Joe Biden won the presidency. Trump lost it. That's it. Finally.
But President Trump says that election was rigged. 2020 election was rigged. And
JD Vance weighing in on Barack Obama.
Oh, the bonus show where you...
Whoops, wrong clip.
Obama.
There it is. And he says, why was the Obama deal so bad, but ours is so liked by the Gulf states?
Obama took a shot and said, I don't think this deal is any better than the deal we had before. The JCPOA was dramatically different than what you were describing here tonight.
Why can Hannity barely speak, by the way?
And I'd ask the president, the former president, I'd say, Obama, why in the world, if it's the same thing, why is it that the Gulf Arabs hated your deal and they love our deal? They are the ones who are in the region. They know what it means to enrich the worst terrorist regime in the world. And they also know what it means to turn over a new leaf. And
this is all just a complete and total lie. So a couple different things. The Obama deal was better than anything that's being discussed right now, insofar as it was stronger. We've broken down those details before.
The Obama deal was, everything was going well. Everything was perfect, But Trump says America is dead under Biden. Then he started a war with Iran and it cost so much to the common people of USA. My question is, what benefits the common people of USA are getting from this war? Like, everybody is facing inflation. You have seen, not just in USA, outside of USA, people are paying 200% more for the oil prices. Everybody is facing outside of USA, like the power cuts in the country due to this war. And Trump says people are thanking me for starting this war, even outside of USA. People are thanking me. But no, that's not a reality. And let's talk about the negotiations. And President Trump announced so many times that I'm a winner. I have won this war and I have destroyed everything again and again. I have destroyed the Navy, but still they are controlling Strait of Hormuz. And still President Trump posts on every night like, please make a deal and something like that. He is very desperate to make a deal with Iran. And Iran is also saying I'm the winner. So who is the actual winner? What do you think? In your opinion, who is the winner? President Trump or Iran? Let me know in the comment section, guys. And what do you think about this deal? And well, before JD Vance was negotiating with the delegations of Iran, and now, well, President JD Vance, Vice President JD Vance was against this war. So he was not endorsing this war. He was not endorsing to start this war. But somehow President Trump started this war. So now everybody is facing consequences of this war. What's your opinion? Let me know in the comment section, guys. If you came for the very first time to this channel, please click on the red subscribe button because we watch these videos together. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, please take care of yourself and please take care of your health as well.